People often ask if they're working with people with autism, whether they should do anything different or make any changes. And I usually say, well, when we're working with anyone, we should always think about what that person needs, what they're good at, what they need help with. Everyone's different. Everyone has, skills, and everyone has weaknesses. But certainly, people with autism might find some things difficult that you might not even consider. So if you have a diagnosis of autism, even conversations can be tricky. So more neurotypical population, when we have a conversation, we're always looking at the person, reading their expressions, their body language. We've had a lot of conversations, so we've got a fairly good idea about how a conversation is going to go. And none of this is conscious. It's just what we do back and forth. And for someone with autism, that's really tricky. It's exhausting, constantly thinking about what someone's going to say and not really being able to read their facial expressions or their emotions. So just being simple and clear in your communication can be a real positive difference for someone. Some other things to consider are the way people with autism might communicate. It might be slightly different. They might be more direct. They might have less emotional colour of language, so it might be difficult to read their emotions at that time. People with autism can sometimes struggle with change, so making sure that you schedule things in advance, trying not to change meetings at the last minute, giving clear instructions about role and responsibilities, setting schedules and timetabling so they have a good framework within which to work, which can be quite supportive. They might struggle to understand more abstract concepts, so it's important to check in with people about their understanding and also your understanding of their communication. Equally, sometimes people with autism have different sensory needs. So harsh lighting can be very overwhelming, or even certain foods, the sound of people eating certain foods or the smells of certain foods. So just thinking about the environment, can you make any adaptations? And even working from home for some people can be helpful, for some people can be more difficult. So just finding out about that. As I say, we should always be thinking about what our colleagues need and how we can support them. So yeah, it's just finding out from the individual what would help them in the role.